Let me just get straight to the bigger picture of, where I'm at with my life, as well as my social life. And let's just be real. Right now, it's just a hot mess for me. After what has transpired towards the end of March, going into the beginning of April, and after what I've said in the past videos, where I had completely, willingly admitted that I failed as a friend. I've had about a few videos on that already. Check out my channel and you'll see the videos about that. I think I posted them about a couple of weeks ago, something like that. But yeah, it's only right that most of these friends, I'm talking about like the ex close friends that I've had. I'm talking about Rhea, Angel, real names Angelique, Kriza, Jessica, Shy, Pearl Jane, Gwen, Asher Che, he used to call her Miss Crazy, Lovely Mel, those guys, and Tristan, Robbie, Andrew. It's only right that they left me because of all the wrong shit that I've said to them and done. I don't need to repeat that because I've said it in greater detail in those past videos. Like I said, check them out for yourselves. You could. I'll have those links in the description in this video in case you all want to see it or hear it. But yeah, that. But let me just get straight to the bigger picture, because obviously, after having said all this, obviously I haven't planned out my memorial service yet. Obviously, one of my best friends, which is Sam, is out of there already. So I haven't really had a chance to fix it, and I will eventually, just to fill up the heart that, in which, to replace those two images where Sam was. She's apparently out of there. I already made a video about that. So glad to see her back, although I'm not too very convinced yet. Just like with Julio and the other ones I thought that had left me. As far as, me and Sam are kind of trying to work our friendship back. I know we're only doing it by email. She does not have a YouTube account and all that. So I understand she, like Julio and everyone else, just busy with their own things and all that. Sam could have, I totally thought that Sam was just gonna leave me after all that I said to her last year, and with all the selfish things that I said, she could have just left me like that, and but she's back and she's out on my memorial wall. And I did the same for Julio on the Valentine one. But yeah, just kind of in the works. It's not really so much of work. I haven't really seen too much progress yet on that one. We'll see what happens from there. But yeah, getting back to the bigger picture, it's just after all that I've done, admitting that I was wrong as being the bad friend that I was, that caused all these ex-friends to leave. It's like they don't want to hear from me no more. And these current friends, Mari's the only one that's reached out to me on YouTube, because she's out there consistently letting me know this and that. She's out there, just let me know in great detail the reason why she wouldn't leave me. At least she provided reasons for it. You know what I'm saying? Her comments right there. I know we've had a little back and forth here and there, as far as, and me just really trying to understand why some of these guys haven't left me. And, unfortunately, it's just, I wish those guys like Russ and Julio and Carlos, I won't say much Carlos, more like Russ and Julio and Dewey would give me more reasons, and other than what they said. As far as, I get what Julio's saying about me being accountable, and I already have come to to that point where I was wrong for everything that I said and done. To him, to Russ, to Dewey, to the whole group of the nutballers, to all my ex-close friends, to all my current friends that I still have and who I've just questioned if they're still going to be friends with me or not. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it's just me at this point. I'm in total darkness right now because I know I've had, one of the worst spats I've had with my sister, and obviously that was on me because I know I got to factor in my dump as well, my workplace, knowing when there's nothing going on and sitting there just rotting my brains out, just trying to find something to do, in which I've, to my credit, I've actually been able to keep myself busy when, just doing my basketball shoot around edits, doing the scores for the older ones. So that's keeping me busy. And for as long as I'm there and it's like dead silent, that's something I feel like I can, take advantage of as far as, the business being what it is and it has been for the last couple of years. It's slow as hell, and you see the sales team is just kicking back and all that. I don't want to make this video completely about my workplace issues. I'm just pointing out that my workplace is one of the biggest factors as to why I have been this worst version of me, and on the continuing part where it's just growing each day. And the fact that after that spat that I had, and me still being in that workplace, and after being disrespected last week about the flyer that I did for the Easter egg thing, the Easter egg hunt here, it's like it was completely ignored. My role as a quote unquote graphic artist is being, disrespected. So it just comes to that point where I myself have lost total self-confidence. I almost many times, like each day, I'm just going through a whole lot of emotions this entire month. And I know it showed on the basketball court while I was doing my shoot around games, had that 4-game losing streak. Maybe if it wasn't for all that, like I probably would have won at least three of 4 of those games had I kept my head straight. But obviously I was going through a whole lot of emotions, heavy emotions, pretty much for an entire month. And lately I've been on a nice run, having won 4 straight. But it's still not really saying as much like off the court, where I still don't have that self-confidence. I feel more introverted now than I ever was, back then. No, I feel very introverted. Look, I know I still have avoided my friend circle as far as like, social media and just and not texting any of these other close friends and all that. Those guys have to reach out to me on YouTube, or email. It's just I'm still at that point where I feel like many days I just feel like a total loner. I'm just being real here. I feel more like a loner, and with the darkness I've been facing, and especially when Trump already had inherited the whole tariff plan, and it's just making the economy even worse. You know what I'm saying? The fact that people are saying we're already in this recession, it's just tougher times. And me and myself, I'm not trying to say my problems are the worst of all my other friends' problems, but and especially through the tough economy that we're in. But what I'm going through right now is even worse than what I went through back then. And this is very heavy. Look, I understand what Tristan said about, having very strong self-control, even when it comes to the most stressful situations. This to me is just about the worst, the most stressful of the situations I've ever had to face. And right now, I just don't have it, man. It's hard for me to maintain my self-confidence, and especially just like a lot of times I just feel dumb. A lot of times I just feel out of it. Like I'm just trying to keep my head straight. I have a stale life right now, and everything around me is just so stale. Home, work, home, work, home, work. Like, it's just that. I mean, I've been losing an entire variety of, of my joyful surroundings. Just like I remember 10 years ago, for example, 2015. I've had a whole bunch of hangouts and going to different meetup groups and going to other like group hangouts with some of my then friends, going hiking and doing other things and all that. I had a variety. I mean, I almost felt like an open field of people who, make me feel loved and have made me feel loved. Even the guys that I met that year, Sam, Monica, Gly, Pearl Jane, like all these people from the Popsters and other fan groups, it's added to all that joy that I had. Yes, I know my grandma passed away that year, but the fact of the matter is I still had plenty of support then. I'd had lots of light in the tunnel. So even if I fell down, it's sometimes when my days get boring, these guys are all around, you know what I'm saying? So, I've had plenty of support, plenty of love through everything that I've, I've just been surrounded by a whole lot of variety, and that's what gives me good energy. My energy right now is an all-time low. It's not even funny when I say this. I'm dead serious. My energy is at an all-time low, and some people here are probably going to argue that it's negative energy, and unfortunately, it's probably what it is, because I feel tired every single day, Monday to Friday, going to work, Saturday and Sunday, just my weekends, like I've just been here at home. I mean, look at this, for example. Look at that. This is what I have to deal with every single weekend, man. Almost every single weekend. It's just sad, bro. It's just sad what I have come to face. Like, I mean, I don't know anyone else who has to do this every single weekend. As far as like helping my own family, just like clean out stuff, rearrange, clear out, throw away stuff. It's just sad, dude. Like, my parents are almost 70 years old, and I just feel bad that one of them's retired and the other one's coming close to retirement, and another thing is, it's just like dude, I just feel bad. Even my mom tells me that it's like they shouldn't have to be dealing with this every single time. How just having to clear so much stuff just for visitors to come in. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have to come to that, but it is. This is the reality that I'm in, and I'm still dealing with it. Even going through last year, it's already embarrassing enough that I myself, as a bad friend, as I've already stated, have already seen a historic. How do I put this? This is a very historic, dumb thing I've ever done as a friend. And I've had 3 weekends to make the water park hangout happen with me, a boss, Ray, Russ, and Neil. And, they were all available in all 3 of those weekends. And you know what happened? I canceled all 3 of them. Even on the day which is Kobe Bryant Day. I mean, and they were all available. Who does that? What other friend in this entire world has ever made postponements like this? Exactly. I'm the only one, dude. And what other friend do you know has ever hurt a number of friends through the stuff that they said, just because they've had a bad day or had a bad life and all this stuff. Exactly, I'm the only one. I remember when Angel, I'm gonna call her Angelique in this case, has screamed at me because of all the shit that I said to her. I felt bad because I don't want her to scream like that at me, but it's my fault. And stuff that I said to Rhea, and you got Lovely Mel just coming out and telling me that she's completely done with me because, Like she felt like I didn't have the understanding of what she's going through as far as that. Like, what I didn't have that. But it's not really just that. It's because of all the shit that I've expressed back then, even when I was chatting with her, this and that, all the bullshit that I've said, and it's just making me a selfish friend like that. Anastasia left me in 2018 because I said a lot of shit in the heat of the moment, even when I had the car accident, and I thought she was done with me completely. Diana, I know she's married now. She's got a foster kid and all that. And look, she's done with me too. Tristan, Robbie, I know the stories with them. Julio, I thought he reached that point, and I don't know why he stayed, but look, I'm not saying I want him to leave, but it's just, I don't know why, it just shocks me that he still stays. I know he wants me to be accountable. I already done that, but now what? It's just like, how much longer are these guys from the nut bars and everyone else is gonna wait for me to come back? Because I don't want them to see me at my worst. Yeah, it sucks not having to have my friend circle right now, but unfortunately, this has to continue for as long as I don't get the help that I need. And I'm still seeking that. I'm trying to find the right help, That's where I'm getting at. I don't want to have to do this. I'll admit it. I keep refusing to get help, despite what these other people had told me. Even some of my ex-friends. Go get the help. Go get help, man. Go get help. Robbie even said it when he said he was done with me. Go get help. Go get help. Andrew said it. Go get medical help. Go get this. Go get that. But now with what Trump has done, to the point where I may have to be stuck much longer in that stupid ass workplace, I might just have to do it, man. I'm gonna have to get it. And I'm searching for that right now. I'm gonna have to do that sooner or later, so that even my entire family can see that I got the help that I need, and just changing for the better. I need those guys to see proof that I got help. Point blank, period. If I don't get it, these guys ain't gonna trust me anymore. And I already said that in so many of my other videos, even the 3-part one, where these guys have their limits towards me, and they do. They don't have to say it. They do have their limits towards me. Everything I've said in those videos I'm still standing by that to this day, because they ain't gonna trust me for as long as I don't get the help that I need, and this is what has come, and this is what has come to. Okay, so they better see the proof that I have, where I got the help that I need. And as for the other ex-close friends, it is what it is. If they, Mari will stick around. She'll be on YouTube. I just kind of feel bad that I had to make her log in like as often as she could try to, and Russ and that other dude who said that I was scared. Why are you scared? This and that. I'm trying to figure out who that was, but and Julio, I haven't heard from any of those guys in a long time now. But it's just like, point being, man, like, as long as these guys are still here, I don't know why they're wasting their time with me. And again, look, I'm not saying I want any of those guys to leave me. I'm not pushing for them to leave me. Should I be thankful? Yes. However, that does not mean I want to go out kumbaya to think, oh yeah, he's never going to leave me, this and that. And look, I know a lot of what I said, these guys are probably going to tell me, well, you can't believe in yourself. Well, no one's going to believe you. That, although that is true, from the in general, the generality of it, that's not helping my situation that I'm in after what I've just done, and admitting that about what I've done. So I'm not gonna spend too long here, man. I'm just going through a whole lot, and I'm still going through a whole lot of emotions to this day. Just need to get this off my chest. So I know I've been rambling on, but I feel like I'm just getting every point across. If these friends don't, like, they're not saying anything, I'm just looking at that as they're done with me. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but they haven't said a damn word. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and they got Russ out here saying, we love you, Jay. Who's we? You know, I don't get that. I don't get who that we is. Because not everyone loves me, bro. Maybe just you and Mari, but I don't know what he's talking about, dude. Sometimes, like, Russ, he's a nice guy, okay? He's done a lot for me as much as I've done for him. Not taking anything away from what he's done, okay? He's a good friend, you know, consistently giving me gas money, even when I didn't ask for it. But I cannot get behind this dude, man. When it's like, I just feel like his understanding level is just not like what I think it is with the other guys like Julio and Ravi and Tristan, you know, when it comes to digging through what my issues are. You know what I'm saying? like I don't want, I'm not trying to be rude here, but it's just, I mean, I'm not trying to hinder Russ and all that, but I just feel like his understanding level is just, you know, like especially with my issues, man. It's just he just doesn't get it in a micro level. I mean, but it is what it is like that. I mean, you know, I'm sure he'll stick around. He'll stick around still, but you know, and Mari as well. But I'm just saying. But no, I'm not buying what I'm not buying what he said there. We all love you, Jay. Dude, if that was the case, everyone would love me then, including my own family. Yes, I'm not trying to say including my family. Of course, my family is, you know, they'll love me even my worst. But they're also gonna need to see me seeking the help that I need, because they've also made that clear with me. So, but yeah, you know, my life is where it stands right now. It's just, I'm just very miserable. You know, I've probably argued that I'm depressed. I'll leave that to their judgment. I'm not saying that I am very depressed, but it's hard for me to just really have these, you know, going through these heavy emotions and just trying to better myself. And right now it's just hard because my energy is just very low, and my self-confidence is just very, very much low. So, and now it's just a lot of distractions, and you know, the only thing I can do is just get the help that I need. That's it. I don't have anything else to say other than, you know, if they're gonna see me be a better person, then they better see my proof. So, but otherwise, these guys are just wasting their time, you know, with you know, like waiting on me and just hoping, like, if they think that I'm a good friend, like Dewey, it just baffles me. Like, you know, like after, I mean, have those guys seen my memorial wall of all my ex-close friends? I mean, I know they should know by now that you know, that I haven't been a good friend. And then right now they're just ducking me as far as like, hey, you know, and why they did that, because they knew that I had to admit it, and they ain't gonna say nothing because they was right, and that I have to admit it. So, you know, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. So cut it. Yeah, I'm just praying that I'm still gonna survive each day. So that's all I can say. I hope I don't miss anything else here. I'm still gonna do what I do, you know, even as the month of May rolls on. And I just don't want to seem like, at this point, I feel like a complete bum. I'm the bum, not Dewey. It's me. I'm the bum. I'm the loser. And it's just that. All right. I'm out, guys. Peace.